MRC Gambia commemorates 70 years of impactful health service to the Gambia. Tanzanian authorities plan to heighten the country's internet usage thanks to the fast digital economic growth of this African nation. And the 7th session of the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority, ERERA, kicks off in Banjul with energy security in the ECOWAS region through interdependency as the theme. Well, this and more coming your way on The World Today. This is Eyeafrica TV, and you are watching the World Today News Bulletin coming to you live from our studios in Banjul. Many thanks for joining us. I am Amadou Kante, and now the news in detail. Now, the Medical Research Council unit in the Gambia celebrates 75 years of impactful health research in the country in what it deemed as a testimony of unflinching commitment to the health in the Gambia. The anniversary celebration, which began on Tuesday, takes the form of plenaries where discussions are held on research findings as well as how to handle some of the recent pandemic outbreaks such as COVID-19, among others. Moses Imendi attended the opening ceremony and he files in this report.
Established in 1947, the MRC Gambia is now celebrating 75 years of its existence and evolution, a span during which it was able to deliver impactful health research findings that helped save hundreds of thousands of Gambians and many more all over the world from deadly infections. In marking the achievements registered over the last 75 years, both national and international scientists are gathering in Banjul, and for 3 days will engage in the exchange of research findings and charting a way forward for tackling emerging health challenges on the African continent, such as COVID-19 and many more. The director of MRC Gambia, Professor Umberto de Alessandro, explained what the anniversary means to the unit.
This 75th anniversary provides the opportunity to look back at our history and celebrate some of the unit achievements and reflects on the way forward. It is a rich history, crossing several historical periods during which new ways of thinking emerged, new tools for diagnostic and treatment and for disease control were developed. The unit has been and continues to be deeply involved in such development, with outputs that have had and continue to have a major impact on human health across the world, including the Gambia. The information generated by the unit has been and is used by policymakers to guide their effort to control disease and improve health, human health across the world.
Professor Umberto went on to announce that the MRC Gambia unit will invest in new technologies to improve healthcare in the country. The contributions made by the MRC in the Gambia are immense. Breakthrough in malaria research over the years have contributed significantly in cutting down on the number of malaria deaths in the country. This fact was not lost on President Adama Barrow, who said such achievements are worth commending.
The development of this institution to become an internationally recognized center of excellence for research and training in West Africa, and its contribution to improving health across the world over these many years deserve celebration. I will seize this opportunity to congratulate you for the achievement over these 75 years. The research carried out has without doubt saved the lives of many Gambians through the years and extended the lives of many more. The relationship between the Gambia and the MRC is unique. MRC is a popular and affectionate household name throughout the country. You build a special relationship with the Gambian government and our people over the many years that allow a body of high-quality research work to be established.
Gambia's Minister of Health, Dr. Amadou Samate, requested for more capacity building and technical support from the MRC to maximize benefits and strengthen local facilities.
A lot has been done, but a lot still needs to be done. We are looking at the relationships, the partnerships, so that the benefits can be maximized. We are looking at a situation whereby research work in each facility in the country leaves some capacity enhancement done and leaves some technical support for those facilities. So we urge the MRC members now, in any research project, have a component for local capacity building, have a component for local facility strengthening, because these are now going to be our bargaining chips. And I think it's doable, because the people who support the research will know that it makes sense that at the end of conducting a particular research project, there's something left in the facilities where the projects were coordinated. And these are going to be some of the strategies we have in our new partnership.
The MRC Gambia unit is committed to building up the next generation of Gambian scientists by investing heavily in capacity building. This is at the core of its operations, and the presence of 30 medical students from the University of the Gambia in this event is testament to that desire. Moses Imendi, Eyeafrica News.
Well, moving on now, elsewhere in the continent, Nigeria, like many countries around the continent, continues to battle against food insecurity thanks to the adverse effects of the ongoing Ukrainian conflict. Now, the growth insecurity in the West African nation further aggravated the situation, which has disrupted local farming activities in different parts of the country. While authorities hope to address the compounding challenges faced by the population, some experts observe the need for revitalization of the country's farming industry to attain food self-sufficiency. Here's more details of that in this report.
The crisis between Russia and Ukraine has continued to disrupt global food supplies. Nigeria continues to grapple with rising food inflation as it struggles to close its grain demand gap. The nation imported 51% of its wheat from Russia and other Black Sea countries in 2021. While local rice production has slightly improved, the demand for wheat and other grains continue to surge.
Insecurity is affecting a lot of farming communities across Nigeria. And also, if you look at the infrastructure available for Nigerian government or Nigerian people or Nigerian farmers to be able to move food, power infrastructure, road infrastructure, they are very, very terrible, and these are affected a lot of production industries.
You have everything. You have the cheap labor, you have land. You could actually say that it's inexcusable for Nigeria not to be able to produce food that can take care of its population.
Nigeria is seeking new suppliers of grain amid the Russian-Ukraine crisis. However, experts say the nation needs to intensify the drive for local production, incentivizing and encouraging the young population to drive the agricultural sector.
Coming back home, the 7th session of the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority, ARERA, is underway here in the Gambia, where member states gather to discuss electricity enhancement within the ECOWAS region. Now, the theme for this meeting is energy security in the ECOWAS region through interdependency. Now, despite efforts at development, the electricity sector within the region, millions of West Africans still face Blackouts daily endorse the need to interconnect the power grids to ensure a reliable supply. Our Mariam Cham attended the opening ceremony and she now reports.
Limited access to electricity power and endemic electricity shortages are hindering the socio-economic development of West African countries, which are dependent on expensive fossil fuels. According to the 2022 Africa Energy Outlook, 25 million Africans are living without electricity as compared to pre-pandemic days. This 7th-session meeting here in Banjul therefore hopes to seek ways of filling these gaps. ERA's chairman, Mr. Koko Tusu, noted the challenges posed by the current energy crisis, which he said is the main reason behind the rising inflation and high cost of living in the continent. Chairman Tusu admitted that energy independency remains a concern both at national and regional levels, but believes that the combination of both African and European experts gathered for the 7th session is an opportunity for ideas sharing to solve the issue.
This forum is an opportunity to bring together upcoming African and European experts to exchange, debate, learn, and identify the best opportunity to work together to build energy security in our region and to develop the regional electricity market in ECOWAS.
Regional cooperation has helped the Gambia improve in many sectors, including education, agriculture, and tourism, among other vital areas. Many believe that the Gambia could be adversely affected without support from regional bodies. To reiterate this point, the Minister for Petroleum and Energy, Abdoulaye Diop, enumerated the benefits the Gambia gets from regional cooperation, especially through the OMVG power supply.
In the context of the Gambia, we're already seeing the benefit of regional cooperations in many ways. It is crystal clear that through the OMVG energy project, we are connected to the sub-regional power pool. Presently, with the political will coming from President Macky Sall and the President Barrow, we are importing electricity from Senegal. And this importation has had a tsunami transformation in the production base of the country.
The ECOWAS Commission President, Dr. Omar Toure, commended ERA's work in the region and reassured it of his continuous support in a statement read on his behalf by Sidou Kubuka.
We strongly recommend that within the financial arrangement of our major regional projects for generation and transmission of electricity, a significant component is devoted to institutional support to ERA. As I said previously, the issue of autonomy, the issue also of independence of ERA. ECOWAS desires that regional regulation should help to improve governance by supporting the liberalization of exchanges and by promoting the respect of contract and sectoral standards by all partners. ERA and WAP will contribute to increase confidence between players in the sectors and hence facilitate the involvement of private participation.
The two-day forum is supported by the ECOWAS Regional Electricity Regulatory Authority, ERERA, which is the regional regulatory for cross-border electricity interconnections in West Africa in partnership with the Gambia's Public Utility and Regulatory Authority, PURA, and other partners. The gathering will discuss issues like the energy gap and regional electricity market, organization of electricity markets in West Africa, among others. The World Bank estimates that the integrated power trade in West Africa could lead to savings of between $5 billion to $8 billion per year by enabling countries to import cheaper sources of electricity and increase access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Yahya Jammeh.
Well, we only hope the ECOWAS regional meeting here in Banjul will yield some positive results in improving electricity supply within the sub-region. Now, moving on to the years of struggle to resuscitate the tourism industry amid the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, authorities of the North African nation of Tunisia have initiated a plan to promote sustainable tourism. Now, the project, according to tourism officials, will help preserve the country's tourism industry as well as minimize energy and food wastage in local hotels. Funded by the German government through an EU program, Tunisia a Destination. The program is also expected to boost alternative tourism to entice more tourists to the Arab nation. Here's more details of that in this report.
Tunisia is turning to alternative tourism to boost the activity of its crucial industry that slumped following the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Data shows 29 tourist facilities, 16 hotels and 13 alternative tourist services companies have benefited from the project for the promotion of sustainable tourism in the North African country.
This ambitious project aims to protect the environment by training thousands of tourism professionals on new practices. It also aims to reduce food, water and energy wastage at hotels and alternative tourism facilities.
80 owners of alternative accommodation facilities have obtained the alternative tourism label in Tunisia. Experts stress the need to grant this label to more hotels so as to encourage investment in the vital economic sector.
The
label of alternative tourism facility is a step forward for any operator in the sector. The support of the state and its partners is vital for accompanying this transformation.
The project is financed by the German Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development and the European Union within the framework of the program Tunisia Our Destination and implemented by the German Cooperation Agency JZ in collaboration with the Ministry of Tourism and Handicrafts.
The success of this project has encouraged the German Cooperation Agency to train more staff in Tunisia and to provide an additional funding to make more tourism professionals and facilities benefit from tourism, equipment and funding in order to boost alternative tourism in the country.
Tunisia aims to become a destination for sustainable tourism in North Africa, the Mediterranean Basin and the Middle East region. Tourism experts stress the need to support the actors of alternative tourism and to promote it in order to attract over 6 million foreign tourists in the next season. The Tunisian Minister of Tourism and Handicrafts said that the alternative tourism project is in line with the development strategy of the tourism sector by the year 2035. This plan aspires to establish an inclusive and sustainable tourism in the North African country.
Initiated measures to improve the country's tourism industry after years of struggle due to the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, but with a new initiative, of course, that is sustainable tourism. And with that report there from Tunisia, we now take a break. But stick around, we'll be right back right after the break. Welcome back. This is Eyeafrica TV from the Gambia, and you are watching the World Today News Bulletin. And once again, many thanks for joining us. And let's now look at the rest of the stories. Now, the Kanife Municipal Council is set to benefit from the construction of 7 community parks with children playing grounds. One area to benefit is Talending, where the foundation stone for a $2 million park was laid by the mayor of the Kanifi Municipal Council, Talib Ahmed Bensouda, on Tuesday. The European Union is funding the project at a tune of €3 million through the Kanifi Environmental Transformation Program. And Mariama Cham has the details of that in this report.
The sites for the 7 parks have been strategically chosen and their foundation stones have already been laid. The European Union is funding and has disbursed €3 million through the Kanifi Environmental Transformation Program. The foundation stone of one of the parks located at Talinding was laid by Mayor Talib Ahmed Bensouda, who spoke on the other similar projects which the council will be implementing for its people.
Today we are here to launch the Talinding Park project. This is a recreational project funded through the Kanifi Environmental Transformation Program, which is an EU-funded project of €3 million or $180 million. This project, as we all have seen, has 3 components, including environment, education, and waste management. As we have seen in the last few months, KMC is building the first municipal library ever built in the Gambia, and also the biggest library in the Gambia at the tune of $42 million.
Mayor Talib also hinted on some of the facilities that will be available in the Talinding Park if construction is completed.
It will have a children's playground, toilet blocks. It will have a sponsored basketball court and outdoor gym by Africell. The KTEP budget for the park is about $2.1 million, but with the contribution of Africell, the park will go up to $5 million plus. KMC is very serious about the health and welfare of our residents, and we have seen a small sample at the traffic light, the soon-to-be KMC Africell Park, which we will open on December 7th. We will build 7 parks in the municipality that will enhance exercise and encourage the youths into extracurricular activity that brings a positive outcome in their community.
The €3 million KEPS project aims to use a sustainable and integrated waste management approach in the municipality in tackling pollution, health, and environmental challenges and create economic opportunities that strengthens urban governance, inclusive delivery, and sustainable resource management. The parks, if completed, will ease the burden of kids playing on highways or going to unsafe places like streams. Reporting for Eyeafrica News, I am Mariama Cham.
And from the report here by Mariama Cham, next moving on, Tanzanian authorities have lauded the East African country's fast digital economic growth, with local businesses and farmers taking advantage of the IT sector to enhance their activities. Now, a locally initiated digital platform by a Tanzanian woman has positively impacted the activities of thousands of farmers and has significantly also boosted their financial income. Now, as the government intends to widen internet coverage in the country, some analysts said promoting local content on the digital market will attract more people. Here's more details of that in this report.
Ihakiki is one of the many digital platforms in Tanzania using increased internet access in the country to change the way business is done. Fatma Fernandez, the brains behind it, and a number of other projects, says the platform helps farmers to verify the authenticity of seeds they purchase online. And she says it's also changing how farmers sell their produce.
Via our platform, they have a full-on marketplace to sell for free, to find buyers, to find sellers. So we have off-takers that we've put on the platform who will buy from this farmer in Kagera, in Kigoma, anywhere in Tanzania without being charged anything to this particular farmer.
With 58 million mobile phone subscriptions, the government says Tanzania's digital economy is growing. About 350,000 farmers use these solutions to grow their income. $2.2 million worth of transactions have been handled on the platform, and it hopes to reach over 2 million farmers by 2024. A recent government report shows that the number of internet users in the country has also gone up from around 29 million last year to 31 million now. But Fatma from Yakiki says she needs to see more.
Most of the times, it's the people who are not opening the doors for us that are making innovations in Africa die, not because we don't have the knowledge or the skills to do it.
The Tanzanian government says it plans to increase internet usage from the current 43% to 80% by the year 2025. Digital analyst Gilsant Mlakeko says localizing content on digital platforms will be key in reaching that target.
Everything on the internet is in English now. Few of them are in Swahili, but you need to know some basic English language so that we can, start doing some small activities on the digital platforms.
The government has also already secured $150 million to inject into the country's digital transition. Entrepreneurs like Fatma hope it will be plowed into revamping outdated rules and regulations to open up a new frontier for Tanzania's economy.
And that report there is coming from the Tanzanian capital, Dar es Salaam. And let's end this news bulletin with some migration-related matters, because the European Humanitarian Search and Rescue Organization called SOS Mediterranean has asked the French Maritime Authority to assign a safety port to disembark up to 234 survivors stranded on board its ship, the Ozone Viking, in the Mediterranean Sea. Now, the call for the French was necessitated after Italy failed to respond to an early request for assistance. The situation on board the Ozone Viking is said to be dire and could potentially lead to loss of lives. Moses Mendy again has the details in this report.
The Ocean Viking, a search and rescue ship operated by SOS Mediterranean, a European search and rescue organization operating in the central Mediterranean Sea. On Tuesday, it sent out distress calls to France to allow it to disembark a group of more than 200 migrants rescued at sea between October 22 and 26, but to no avail. This latest group to be rescued has within it 40 unaccompanied minors and 4 children under 4 years old. The group was saved from unseaworthy and overcrowded boats, often used by people smugglers to ferry migrants to Europe. The request for French assistance comes in the wake of an earlier plea for help from the Italian authorities, which was not successful. For a smooth coordination of rescue efforts, the central Mediterranean is being divided into Libyan search and rescue region and the Maltese search and rescue region. There are also various maritime rescue coordination centers in France, Spain, and Greece. All of these, according to officials of SOS Mediterranean, were contacted by the Ocean Viking to help with the 234 survivors because they were the nearest rescue coordination centers able to give the needed assistance in light of the refusal of other rescue coordination centers earlier contacted. Frustration is mounting for the humanitarian organization, which says it has followed protocol, but it's up to the other parties to the international maritime conventions and resolutions to fulfill their obligations. Under these conventions and resolutions, a state responsible for a search and rescue area is obligated to find a place of safety for disembarkation in Chapter 3, which states, "The party responsible for the search and rescue region in which such assistance is rendered shall exercise primary responsibility for ensuring such coordination and cooperation occurs, so that survivors assisted are disembarked from the assisting ship and delivered to a place of safety, taking into account the particular circumstances of the case and guidelines developed by the organization. In these cases, the relevant party shall arrange for such disembarkation as soon as reasonably practicable." The ascension to power of a new right-wing prime minister in Italy is not helping matters. Giorgia Meloni seems bent on cracking down on migration across the Mediterranean. The SOS Mediterranean Director of Operations, Xavier Lot, said He is worried over the condition of the migrants on board the Ocean Viking as their medical team is beginning to see signs of acute psychological stress, anxiety, depression, insomnia, and loss of appetite. These effects, he said, are developing because no one on board seems to see an end in sight to this saga. Xavier Lot also said, some migrants are threatening to commit suicide by throwing themselves overboard. He feels that the level of anxiety on board is a potential threat to his crew. The decision to seek French assistance has sparked a war of words between France and Italy, with the former accusing the latter of failing to honor our obligation under the international maritime conventions and resolutions, because as the first country to be contacted, Italy had an obligation to respond favorably to such requests. It is clear that Western European countries are no longer in the mood of receiving any more irregular migrants into their countries and will use all means at their disposal to frustrate humanitarian organizations such as SOS Mediterranean from carrying out the noble task it has set itself to doing. According to Nicola Stala, the search and rescue coordinator on board the Ocean Viking, maritime and humanitarian laws were blatantly violated in Sicily when rescued migrants were subjected to discrimination. The NGO vessel Humanity One and Geogrants had docked in Sicily, but a safe and complete disembarkation was denied all survivors. These vessels were then forced out of Italian territorial waters, where 3 survivors jumped overboard the Geogrants on Monday. As at the state of filing this report, the fate of the Ocean Viking and her cargo of migrants hung on the balance. Moses Imende, Eyeafrica News.
Well, thank you, Moses, and I only hope that of course, the French maritime authorities will heed to the call after the Italian authority, though, has declined to help save the migrants. And with that report, we eventually bring this news edition to an end. But for more details on this and other stories, as always, as ever, you can visit on our website on Eyeafrica.tv. But for now, many thanks for the pleasure of your company. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and do have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.